It only gets us to these sites where people were pulled inland, right? And the best evidence might be underwater.
Going underwater, the search for humanity's connection to the coast and how that may help us prepare for rising sea levels.
This 21st century, in order to create peaceful century, we must develop this century should be century of dialogue.
Calls for compassion at UC San Diego. The world-famous leader answering the question, what would make the world a better place?
I'm Andrew Bowen outside a church in Serra Mesa where a convention is happening this weekend promoting so-called gay conversion therapy. Hear the story straight ahead. KPBS Evening Edition starts right now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Ebony Monet. The debate over so-called gay conversion therapy hits San Diego. A conference in support of the therapy is happening this weekend. KPBS Metro reporter Andrew Bowen is at the church where the conference is being held today and tomorrow. Hi, Andrew. What's happening there?
Well, Ebony, I'm here outside the City View Church in Serra Mesa, just north of Mission Valley, and this is where the Restored Hope Network is holding its annual conference. This is one of the largest so-called ex-gay organizations in the United States, and as you can see behind me, there is a small group of protesters who have been outside the church all day. They've also been holding events throughout San Diego this week, sending a message that they are not okay with what's happening inside this church.
We're here! We're queer! We're fabulous! Don't mess with us!
More than 100 activists gathered Thursday evening at the Hilton Mission Valley, where organizers and attendees of the Conversion Therapy Conference are staying. The Restored Hope Network believes gay, lesbian, and bisexual people can become straight through prayer and therapy. That's been widely discredited by mainstream science.
I think conversion therapy is essentially torture. I'm gay, and I know there's nothing wrong with it, and I'm out here to support people who might be confused.
Earlier, the activists held a press conference and prayer vigil at St. Paul's Cathedral in Bankers Hill. Dan Cushell is pastor of the San Diego Metropolitan Community Church, which ministers to gay Christians.
Jesus said, "They will know that we are Christians by our love." So let us love one another, not condemn one another, not judge one another. And I say, I love you, and God loves you. Thank you.
In an emailed statement, the Restored Hope Network accused the protesters of bullying and intimidation tactics. Mental health professionals say there's no proof any therapy can change a person's sexual orientation, and that trying to do so puts the individual at risk of anxiety, depression, and self-destructive behavior.
And
well,
therapy.
Ebony, as for the legal status of conversion therapy, it is illegal when practiced by licensed mental health professionals in California on minors. That law was passed in California in 2012, and since then 8 other states have followed suit, banning this practice again on minors. But it is still legal in California when practiced on adults, and in most of the country when it's practiced on minors. Reporting outside the City View Church in Serra Mesa, Andrew Bowen, KPBS News.
Thanks, Andrew. A sold-out crowd was at UC San Diego today to hear the 14th Dalai Lama speak about diversity and kindness. KPBS education reporter Megan Burks was there for the Tibetan spiritual leader's speech.
The 25,000 people who came to see the Dalai Lama speak were less a throng and more a calm tide spilling onto the field at Rimac Arena. They represented all ages. Some came from other cities, but many spoke of feeling unsettled, of needing perspective.
I saw it on web about a month ago, and there's just been so much uneasiness within myself and everywhere around me that I couldn't turn down an opportunity like this.
With all the, I guess you can say, hate and things that's coming to the surface now, and the topic of the speech today, I think it's so relevant that hearing it firsthand is going to, just be really, give me goosebumps already, and I haven't even heard them yet.
So please, warmly welcome the 14th Dalai Lama.
The Dalai Lama kicked off the morning with his signature humor.
The topic for today's lecture is embracing the beauty of the diversity in our world.
He spoke of compassion and urged educational institutions like UC San Diego to teach emotional intelligence as they would science or literature.
Once we have sort of fuller knowledge about the whole system of emotion, then much easier to tackle these destructive emotions such as anger, hatred.
For all those in the audience who sought hope in this chaotic political climate, their answer may have come in the Dalai Lama's answer to this question.
She says, "My name is Marian Engelking, and I am 93 years old. My granddaughter, Jenny Conley, is graduating from UCSD tomorrow. What advice can you give to my granddaughter and her graduating classmates on how they can contribute to making the world a better place?"
I think in 20th century, you see people or nation, whenever they find some sort of obstacle, their first reaction from their mind is how to solve this by force. That is totally mistake, wrong. So now, this 21st century, in order to create peaceful century, we must develop this century should be century of dialogue.
Well, tomorrow the Dalai Lama and staff here do it all again when friends, parents, and grandparents like Marian Engelking take the field to celebrate the class of 2017. Reporting from UC San Diego in La Jolla, I'm Megan Burks, KPBS News.
A Navy destroyer collided with a merchant ship off the coast of Japan today. 7 ship members are missing from the USS Fitzgerald. The U.S. military says there's flooding in 3 compartments on board. At least 1 person was injured. The Navy requested assistance from the Japanese Coast Guard. The U.S. Pacific Fleet says the incident is under investigation. The destroyer once had ties to San Diego as its home port. Now it's based in Yokosuka, Japan. They're called granny flats, but they don't have to be just for grannies. These are small houses built in the backyards of existing homes. Soon they could be easier and cheaper to build in San Diego to help ease the city's housing crunch. KPBS reporter Claire Tragesser has details.
I did try to plant I do have a peach tree and a plum tree back there.
Nicole Capret says she's not much of a gardener, so she's been eyeing her backyard for a different purpose, to build a small granny flat she could rent out.
This is a perfect opportunity to build housing for San Diegans, and so that's what I would like to do.
Capretz has lived in her Kensington home for more than 10 years and in the past looked into building a separate companion unit, as the small homes built on a homeowner's property are officially called. But the cost was prohibitive.
So actually I would have moved forward at this point already. But once I realized, I was going to have to get a loan and, it's going to be much more expensive and my return on investment would be much longer, I just felt like I wasn't as motivated.
That could soon change. San Diego is considering new rules to make it easier for homeowners like Capretz to build granny flats. Under those rules, units could be up to 1,200 square feet, would not be subject to water and sewer fees, and wouldn't have parking requirements. Some homeowners worry the flats will increase parking demands in their neighborhoods, but a city staff report recommends the changes to encourage walking and public transportation, bring in extra money for homeowners, and most importantly, boost the city's housing supply. Those reasons resonate with Capretz, an environmentalist.
Because I want to do my part, and if I'm not using this backyard and it's prime land in a prime location, let's address this crisis and offer housing to people. that's affordable.
The full city council will consider a more detailed plan later this summer. Claire Tregesser, KPBS News.
The Soccer City redevelopment project is drawing a lot of attention in San Diego. Supporters and detractors are buying ads on television and on social media in an effort to sway public opinion. Reporter Eric Anderson finds this usually doesn't happen for an issue that lacks a scheduled election.
I'm excited to tell you about Soccer City.
The ads are hard to miss on local television. Soccer player Landon Donovan pitches the multi-billion-dollar redevelopment plan.
Soccer City is 100% privately funded. No taxpayer dollars.
And then he asks for the public to do more than just agree with him.
Call your city council member today and tell them to put Soccer City on the ballot this November. It's about more than just soccer.
This ad and others have been on local television for more than a month, and mailers were sent out to many San Diego residents. Government records show Soccer City backers have contributed more than $2.5 million to support the effort since the first of the year. Investor Nick Stone says an estimated 82,000 valid signatures prove voters support the project, but so far FS investors can't get a majority of the city council to agree to put the issue on a special election ballot this November.
We're on TV right now because the single hardest vote for us is the city council vote. The people love this idea. We're massively, massively popular in the general populace. So the only thing that's getting really decided is the city council going to allow the people to express their overwhelming support for the project or not? And that requires the citizens in the city of San Diego standing up and reaching out.
Stone says a November special election keeps San Diego in the running for a Major League Soccer franchise. The league will pick 2 cities from nearly a dozen for an expansion franchise by the end of the year. The final expansion teams will be picked sometime after that. Stone says holding up a citywide vote until November 2018 means all the expansion franchises could already be picked. He says opponents know that.
There's a lot of sort of developer-focused opposition out there, and what I think you're seeing is that all of those streams of opposition have all kind of revolved around the development community expressing a view with respect to this project, and that group is powerful.
In a time when football billionaires demand millions, in a town that promoted the Charger ticket guarantee, comes a new scheme. Soccer City, the final taxpayer ripoff.
The attention-getting spot from Soccer City opponents is aimed squarely at shaping public perception. The ad calls the redevelopment project a giveaway that'll snarl traffic in Mission Valley.
It's all about a well-connected developer turning an obscene profit. Coming soon, Soccer City.
This ad is funded by 2 powerful Mission Valley developers, H.G. Fenton and Sudbury Properties. Both control land in the valley that could be affected by the Soccer City development. Government records show that Fenton and Sudbury donated nearly $1.5 million to the group Public Land, Public Vote since the first of the year. It's the group's only recorded source of funding. Public Land, Public Vote's spokeswoman, Laura Fink, says the project is too critical to stay silent.
I think the ad raises several questions that the public needs to know about. The fact that we are not inviting competition here to this valuable piece of land is a huge problem. That means we're not getting the best price.
Fink says voters shouldn't be distracted by the prospect of landing a soccer team. She says the project is about the future of a valuable piece of public property.
So we knew going in that this was going to be a conversation had in the public square. And we knew that, you know, when you spend multiple millions of dollars to get something on the ballot, we knew for certain that FS investors would be selling their plan hard. And so our ad is a response to that.
Fighting for public support over a controversial issue using the mass media and social media toolbox is common. Having a full-blown media battle without an election day set is not. Carl Luna is a political science professor at San Diego's Mesa College.
A television campaign at this point of the year, like a May television campaign, I can't really recall one.
Luna says people aren't conditioned to expect a heavily funded media battle this time of year. He says it's especially difficult to mobilize the public to reach out to city officials.
You had graduations all over the city. People are paying attention to their families, they're looking at summer vacations. This is probably the worst time you're trying to get a lot of public traction to influence a vote.
The city council weighs in Monday afternoon. City officials can vote to approve the project outright, which is unlikely, or send the issue to the November 2018 ballot. Moving the initiative to a special election this November requires a separate vote. Eric Anderson, KPBS News.
It's many people's go-to place for almost any household item. Now, online retail giant Amazon is taking a bigger bite out of the grocery industry. Amazon.com is buying Whole Foods. Amazon already offers grocery delivery through Amazon Fresh and Pantry. Now, with the acquisition of Whole Foods, industry experts say overnight Amazon will leap to one of the top 10 grocery retailers in the nation. Ahead of this purchase, Whole Foods leaders were grappling with a drop in sales. San Diego faces a challenge. Sea levels are rising, and that could affect many living along the coast. To some scientists, this story sounds familiar. Oceans were also rising thousands of years ago. And to find out how ancient coastal people adapted, researchers need to explore once inhabited areas that are now underwater. KPBS science reporter David Wagner introduces us to some local scientists rallying for marine archaeology.
We're at the Torrey Pines Estuary.
Not far from La Jolla Beach, San Diego State University archaeologist Todd Brady is hiking through brush looking for signs of ancient life. He stops at a patch of scrubland that would be pretty easy to miss. He's interested in the tiny seashells scattered across the dirt.
It might not look like much at first glance, but this is actually a pretty high-density shell midden.
Shell middens are basically ancient trash dumps, and Brady says they actually provide a window into the past.
Here are a couple of nice examples of scallop shells.
Thousands of years ago, coastal people discarded shellfish debris in piles that can still be seen in areas like this today.
Yeah, so this is a pretty good indication that people were here for a decent amount of time, enough to leave this much debris. And again, this is only what we're seeing on the surface. So this tells us there are probably more subsurface deposits.
This is what's left on land.
It's the waste debris of stone tool production.
But Brady says many important remnants of the past could now be buried offshore. Sea levels were much lower at the tail end of the last ice age, and that means ancient coastal people were likely living on land that is now underwater.
You know, we can do this work along modern coastlines, but it probably only gets us so far, right? I mean, it only gets us to these sites where people were pulled inland, right? And the best evidence might be underwater.
Brady and his colleagues are currently searching for that kind of evidence around the Channel Islands. They surveyed the area last summer, and in a few months they plan to go back and drop coring instruments to see what they can dig up. Brady says in this region, this kind of work is new, and it could possibly turn up evidence of what might have been the first people to ever populate this part of the world.
We probably know more about the surface of the moon than we do about the underwater submerged landscape of the Pacific Ocean off of California.
A short distance from where Brady is standing, scientists at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography have been planning their own search for underwater archaeological sites. Earlier this month, they launched the Scripps Center for Marine Archaeology.
There's the La Jolla Canyon that runs parallel to the beach.
From the Scripps Pier, co-director John Hildebrand can look out and see beachgoers enjoying the sun and the waves. He says in the past, the scene would have been quite different.
The people who were here 10,000 years ago, if they were living at the shoreline, that shoreline is now out there, right? The shoreline is not what we see right today. That shoreline is offshore.
Scuba divers have found artifacts like stone bowls off the coast of La Jolla, suggesting there's more to find out there. Hildebrand is curious to know how people living here responded to changing sea levels. It's an important part of human history, he says, but it could also tell us something about our own present-day problems.
We know that with the rising CO2 levels and rising temperature, that, you know, the next thing will be the ocean coming up. And if we look into the past and see those periods where there was rapid sea level and see how people adapted to that, it is a help in thinking about where we're going in the future.
The new center at Scripps has plans to explore coastal areas around the world in places like Puerto Rico, Belize, and Israel.
So this is kind of the Mayan story here.
This is the Caribbean story.
UC San Diego archaeologist Tom Levy is the center's other co-director.
This is exciting.
He'll be involved in an effort to explore a sunken Israeli port that would have been an important trade hub during the Old Testament reign of Kings David and Solomon. Levy has lots of experience digging in hot Middle Eastern deserts, but he was only recently trained to do field work while scuba diving.
The only place that we find new data about biblical times and the biblical world is the archaeological record. And looking for those clues underwater in these areas that are just wide open for investigation is very exciting.
It could be a while before any of these teams publish results from their expeditions, but they say it's great to see more and more researchers going underwater for a deeper perspective on humanity's connection with the coast. David Wagner, KPBS News.
Now, this kid knows how to keep cool. Take a look at Waterfront Park. The downtown venue became a central hub this afternoon. And if you haven't been there yet, this weekend looks like a perfect time to visit. Regina Miller has tonight's forecast.
Well, across the Southwest, it is hot and dry, and as we take a look at satellite and radar, nothing going on here. In fact, we've got a big ridge of high pressure, and we have excessive heat warnings that are going to be in effect across the Southwest here as we go through the weekend and even through early next week. So for tonight, 62 degrees. Patchy low clouds around in the metro areas. Borrego Springs, you'll be at 73 degrees. Mount Laguna, 57, 54 in Ramona, and in Oceanside will be at 59 degrees. And we'll only see a few patchy areas of low clouds late by the beaches. And then as we go through your Saturday, just a lot of sizzling heat here, lots of sunshine as well. And like I said, excessive heat warnings in effect. Palm Springs area, for example, also Borrego Springs. Look at some of these temperatures. Borrego Springs, 112 for tomorrow. Mount Laguna's 84, 94 in Ramona. Alpine is at 90 degrees. Cooler along the beaches, and then we have this dangerous heat into next week. We have records challenged, heat exhaustion risk. We also have an elevated fire risk. Some of the locations here could be between 115 and 120. So looking at the coastal areas here, we have mostly sunny skies, nice, not so bad along the coast. We have some pretty good weather there where we just have mostly sunny skies most days. 80 degrees on Sunday, Monday 77, Tuesday we're at 79, so it is warm. But as we take a look at inland locations, we have a temperature on Saturday of 91 degrees, sunny and hot. Sunny and very warm on Sunday at 90, warm with some sunshine, not quite as hot though on Monday with 88 as your daytime high. Tuesday and Wednesday, sunshine and low 90s. In the mountain locations, 85 degrees on 84 degrees, Saturday, 85 on Sunday, and we'll just keep taking it up. In fact, by the time we get to Tuesday, we're at 90 degrees. Wednesday, 92 degrees, sunshine and hot. In the desert locations, this is where we have our problems because Saturday, this is oppressive heat. 112 on Saturday, Sunday, 113, 112 on Monday, blazing sunshine, and then we're up in the upper teens here for some locations. I'm Regina Miller, KPBS News.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Will you join with me so we can light up the bat signal? Chief, let's go down.
Downtown Los Angeles becomes Gotham City, BatSignal and all. Thursday night, Mayor Eric Garcetti and thousands of fans came out for the city's tribute to Adam West, the actor who famously played Batman in the 1960s TV series. He died last week, reps say, after a battle with leukemia. Garcetti told the crowd he too is a fan and learned from West, you don't have to wear a cape or be elected mayor to make a difference. When the summer holds the like of The Mummy and Transformers, KPBS arts reporter Beth Accomando says the best refuge can be found in independent films and some innovative summer film series.
The term found footage has come to refer to a tired trope most often employed in horror films. But prepare yourself for something very different in the new documentary Dawson City, Frozen Time. Bill Morrison uses genuine found footage to create a fever dream cinematic poem. The footage was unearthed in the permafrost of a swimming pool under a hockey rink in Canada. Morrison repurposes tens of thousands of feet of nitrate film from the early 1900s to weave a narrative about the Yukon mining town of Dawson City, as well as to tell the history of cinema itself. If you love movies, you need to see this film. Other films are unearthed from less glorious roots, but they deserve love too, like The Killer Shrews. This summer, the Nat is hosting a film series called Sci-Fi Fridays, in which giant shrews, man-eating plants, and more terror than you can possibly imagine will assault mankind. And only science will be able to save you. While The Tingler and The Killer Shrews may not be Oscar material, they are delicious examples of B horror movies. And they're even better with live commentary by entomologist Michael Wall. But if you're looking for something a little more classical, the Globe is hosting a summer-long Shakespeare film series. The series starts on Monday with Julie Taymor's A Midsummer's Night Dream. The series is curated by Globe artistic director Barry Edelstein in order to complement the summer Shakespeare plays. One of the film's screening is Al Pacino's documentary, Looking for Richard. It's hands down one of the best and most accessible explorations of the Bard that you'll ever see. So if some of the new Hollywood fare is sending you running for the aisles, you do have a choice.
Please do not panic, but scream! Scream for your lives!
Beth Accomando, KPBS News.
You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org/evening edition. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.